Hi everybody, I'm Terry Stiles. Welcome to Oxford News This Week, and on this edition of Oxford News This Week, the National Compassion Fund releases draft protocol and School of Choice registration starts right now. All that and more, the Oxford News begins right now. This week, the Unlimited School of Choice begins. According to a 6-0 vote at the February school board meeting, Assistant Superintendent of Student Services Jill Lamont recommended School of Choice for the 2022-2023 school year, requesting an unlimited School of Choice for developmental kindergarten through 9th grade, unlimited School of Choice enrollment for 10th and 11th grades, for Health Science Engineering Academy and Dance Conservatory, early college. The board also opened up Oxford Virtual Academy to unlimited schools of choice for developmental kindergarten through 12th grade. The enrollment closes in August.
Even though the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services already lifted its mask mandate on indoor public settings, including schools, masks remained on student faces in Oxford schools until this week. As of February 28, it is safe to say students are free to go mask-free. Terry?
And speaking of Oxford students, the National Compassion Fund, set up to disperse all funds donated to help the victims and families of the November 30th high school shooting, has released a draft of protocol for the Oxford High School Survivors Fund. While the protocol is subject to change, it was created by the Fund Steering Committee, made up of mostly local residents. The protocol describes who will be eligible for funds, how they will receive them, and a timeline for distribution. The NFC is taking public comments at the website at nationalcompassion.org/fund. As of February, the fund has raised around $2 million and is set to close on May 20th. Chuck?
A judge ruled last week that both James and Jennifer Crumbly, parents of the suspected Oxford High School shooter, will stand trial, charged with involuntary manslaughter. Prosecutors claim the two failed to intervene when their son showed signs of mental distress. Terry?
Thank you. Last week, the accused Oxford High School shooter appeared before a judge to request a transfer out of the adult Oakland County Jail and into the Juvenile Detention Center, but a decision will not be handed down until sometime this week. The subject, who has been charged with 24 counts, including murder and terrorism, does not appear welcomed by the Juvenile Department, as representatives at the Children's Village stated that they're not sure he would be safe there, nor would the other detainees. Chuck?
Thank you. Therapy dogs play an important part in healing for people in our community since the November 30 school shooting, providing relief in anxiety-provoking situations and comfort to the grieving. And because of the growing need for therapy dogs in our schools, homes, and nursing facilities, owner of Canine Academy, Lisa Farland, held a therapy dog testing last week and another this week at no charge. OCTV was there. Let's watch a short clip on how it went.
We're going to take 3 at a time on the stage. So it's going to be Mimi, Mia, and Wrigley. As the owners stand up tall and back away to the end of their 6-foot leash, notice the owners have their hand signal out. That's just a gentle reminder. And you're allowed to give reminders, good wait, what a wait, who's a waiter.
To register a dog for future testing, the owner will enroll at www.tdi.dog. Terry?
The Oxford Area Chamber of Commerce is hosting its annual State of the Community Breakfast and Leadership Awards next Monday. The event will be held at Independence Village of Waterstone with guest speakers Alexa Kramer from the Small Business Association of Michigan, Oxford Village Manager Joe Medor, Oxford Township Supervisor Jack Curtis, and the 10th District House of Representative and candidate for newly formed 9th District. That would be Lisa McLean. And the Chamber will announce a scholarship partnership with Genesis Credit Union. Tickets for the event are available online at oxfordchamber.net/communitybreakfast. Chuck?
Oxford Township Parks and Rec, in partnership with the Oakland County Parks and Rec and the Oxford Athletics Boosters, embraced our winter weather and hosted a community snow day last weekend. Activities included ice skating at the rink, sledding in the hill, winter foot golf, and take-home bird feeders. OCTV was there. Let's watch.
We're having our community snow day. It's a free event for anybody that wants to come out. We've got a few games here. We've got sledding. We got free hot chocolate and coffee. The boosters, the athletic boosters are out here selling some food. We have Oakland County with 4 different activity areas. It's all free, so we look forward to seeing everybody out here.
Did you get number 5? What number is that? 5. What do you expect from today's events?
We've brought our boys for sledding and hot cocoa and hopefully some of the other activities.
Alright, so it sounds like you guys have fun today, huh?
Yeah, it's perfect weather for it today.
Oxford Township Parks and Rec provided free hot chocolate, while the boosters sold concessions and Oxford High School merchandise, including Oxford Strong apparel. Thanks for the fun, Oxford Parks and Rec.
Speaking of winter weather, with all the freezing and thawing and rain that we've had in the past few weeks, that's caused epic potholes all over the county. While Senior Communications Manager of Oakland County Roads Commission, Craig Bryson, says this year hasn't been that bad, many social media posts say differently. So if you encounter an impassable pothole or washboards on your road, contact the Road Commission at www.rcocweb.org or call 877-858-4804. Remember, the Road Commission has more than 500 miles of roads to maintain in this county, so be patient. And that's it for Oxford News this week, this portion anyhow, but don't go away because Dave Kenny will be back with Auto Talk and Science in the News, and then we'll have Chuck with sports. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and these stories are taken from Automotive News. In our first story, Mazda's new CX-50 compact crossover will start at $28,025 with standard all-wheel drive and shipping charges, putting the base model $900 above the existing CX-5 in the same segment. The CX-50 goes on sale in March and is the first Mazda vehicle out of the automaker's new manufacturing plant in Huntsville, Alabama, a joint venture with Toyota. Production of the CX-50 began in late January. In keeping with Mazda's upmarket intentions, the 2023 CX-50 can be loaded with options such as a turbocharged engine, panoramic moonroof, premium sound system, leather seats, bigger wheels, and premium vehicle amenities. The top trim for now is the CX-50 2.5 Turbo Premium Plus, starting at $42,775 with shipping. Premium paint colors, including the brand's popular Soul Red Mica Crystal, for instance, are at $595. Mazda also plans to add a trim-topping Meridian edition later in the year with distinct alloyed wheels, all-terrain tires, and an accessories package geared toward off-road use. Pricing for the Meridian edition was not announced. The CX-50 will also come in a hybrid version using Toyota hybrid technology, Mazda has said. Timing for the hybrid model is not announced yet. While Mazda's two compact crossovers will coexist in the future, the slightly larger CX-50 is designed as an off-road adventure vehicle compared with the more urban CX-5. The CX-5 is Mazda's best-selling vehicle, with sales of 168,383 last year. Mazda has targeted CX-50 output at 150,000 vehicles per year once the Alabama plant reaches full production. This new rugged and capable crossover SUV is purpose-built for the active lifestyles of North Americans, Mazda has said in a news release on February 22nd. It combines superior on-road driving dynamics and sophisticated design, a signature of any Mazda vehicle, while enabling drivers to venture further into the outdoors and off-road, Mazda said. The 2022 Mazda CX-5 starts at $27,125 with standard all-wheel drive and shipping. The CX-5 was freshened last year and will remain in production, Mazda North American CEO Jeff Guyton said in January. Mazda is taking this opportunity to build on CX-5's success by expanding in this segment with a vehicle purpose-built for outdoor enthusiasts and customers with a more active lifestyle, Guyton said last month. And on the recall front, Ford Motor Company is recalling 330,784 Mustang muscle cars in the U.S. because of a defect that causes the rear-view camera to malfunction. A notice filed with NHTSA on February 16th said that certain 2015 to 2017 Ford Mustangs have damaged or loose camera wiring that can cause a distorted or blank image on the screen. The NHTSA filing said that Ford is aware of 2 reported minor crashes related to the defect, although the automaker is not aware of any injuries. The wire harness causing the issue on some models was taken out of production in 2017, while a recalled rear view camera was taken out of production in 2015. Dealers have been notified of the defect, and affected owners will be notified by mail on March 7th. Owners can take their cars into Ford or Lincoln dealerships for an inspection and possible replacement of the wire harness or rear view camera. Well, that's it for this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and we'll be right back.
Do you love local sports? Whether it's Oxford High School or Parks and Rec, you can buy copies of each game. To purchase your copy, call us at 248-628-9658 or give us an email at manager@occtv.org or talk to us at the next game. Hopefully we'll see you there.
The Oxford High boys and girls varsity basketball teams had duo games last week. The girls walked away with wins for both games, while the boys claimed one. The girls began the week with a 49-21 win over Troy and went into the next for a 40-24 win over the Brandon Blackhawks. Top players against Brandon were Mirando Winienko and Kayla Kaspers with 11 points each. Winienko, Kasper, Allison Hustedler, Nivier Wood, and Brady Elling each made over 5 rebounds. Top players against Troy were Winienko with 16 points and Sophia Rab with 10. The boys started the week with a 50-40 win at Southfield, but then was hit by Troy with a 31-35 loss on the road. At Athens, defense was strong in the first 3 quarters, but turnovers caused the loss. Key players in the week were Bryce Essman with 21 points against Southfield and 8 points and 12 rebounds against Athens. Logan Rosansky had 9 points and 9 rebounds against Southfield and 7 against Athens. And Mitchell Viviano had 6 points with 9 rebounds against Southfield and 7 rebounds against Athens. Both girls and boys Wildcats finished off their regular bowling season as OAA Red Division champs, winning their crowns with wins over Avondale. The boys won 27-3, while the girls won 30-0. The girls ended 7-1 overall in the season and 3-0 in the Red Division. The boys went 11-1 and 1 overall with a 4-0-1 in the division. Leading up to their wins, the Cats hosted crosstown rivals Lake Orion for senior night. Both teams won with the boys sweeping Bott Baker games and cruised to a 27-3 victory. The girls match again Lake Orion was split Baker games, and Oxford game came out with a 6-4 lead. They won game 1 by 109 pins. Well done. That's it for sports this weekend. I'm Chuck Cameron. We'll see you next time on Oxford Week, this Oxford News This Week.
Welcome to Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny, and this story is taken from New Scientist. A bacterium called Clostridium difficile is known as a superbug for its incredible resistance to antibiotics, which may be due to the fact that its outer protein coat has a structure akin to chain mail. This coating may protect the bacterium from drugs and the immune system's defenses. This armor is made of proteins organized in an ordered but adjustable lattice, like a chainmail strong but flexible, says Paula Salgado at the Newcastle University in the UK. It's very tightly packed with very narrow openings that would prevent antibiotics and immune system molecules from entering the cells. C. difficile is found at low levels in some healthy people, but antibiotic treatment of people in hospital can disrupt the balance of bacteria in their guts, enabling this antibiotic-resistant bacteria to overgrow and cause infections. Toxins released by the bacterium can cause damaging inflammation in the gut, leading to diarrhea, which can be fatal. The infection is usually treated by stopping the original antibiotic treatment and switching to a course of antibiotics that are effective against the bacterium. But bacteria constantly evolve to resist antibiotics, so new methods are needed. Until now, the search for new treatments has been limited by a lack of understanding of C. difficile's protective coat called the S layer. Our work is the first step in a better understanding of the S layer, how it might help C. difficile resist antibiotics and the immune system, says Salgado. She and her colleagues took high-resolution images of the S layer structure at the atomic level. They found that the coat is made of two proteins that assemble to form a compact lattice that envelops the bacteria cell and anchors to the cell wall. The pores in the protein chainmail are too small to let in larger molecules, including antimicrobial enzymes and antibiotics, but small molecules and ions can pass through. This was a major surprise, says Salgado. Considering that is, and nutrients have to go inside the bacterial wall and the toxins must be sent outside, it's puzzling how this happens with such narrow openings. The researcher suggests that targeting particular regions in the S layer could offer new ways to tackle C. difficile. C. difficile infection is associated with unacceptably high recurrence rates following standard antibiotic therapy, says Andy Buckley at the University of Leeds in the UK. This study highlights that the S layer is a viable target for a new class of C. difficile specific drugs. And the search goes on. Well, that's it for this Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny.
Well, that's it for Oxford News this week. Chuck, thanks for joining me again. And I think I'm going to talk Chuck into staying throughout the sports season so Jamie can do announcing at the basketball games and maybe even baseball. So I might keep you around for a while if you're willing.
I'm certainly willing.
I really appreciate you
There's
doing
a
it.
lot going on in town, and it's nice to know.
Yeah, it was a good week. It was a good week for sports. Gosh, our kids are doing really well. And even when they're not, that's really, a loss. I know the boys suffered a loss this week. It's a good experience for them, for humility for one thing, but they're just learning how to play well together. I think sports are so important.
And everybody needs to learn things they don't know about life, and sports surely teaches you that.
It sure does, yeah. It made a man out of my kids, that's for sure. So I hope you enjoyed our sports news, and if you didn't get to hear the whole news, certainly catch it on, you can catch any of our programming on our YouTube channel. We are also on Rumble and Facebook, and you can catch us at OCCTV.org. You can watch our programming there, or you can also watch it on your channel on TV.
Really?
That's simple, isn't it? Doesn't happen anymore. Charter Channel 191 and AT&T Channel 99. We also are on Roku and Hulu.
Excellent.
Ta-da! Yeah. So anyhow, thanks for joining us on Oxford News this week, and thank you.
Have a great week. Bye-bye.
Bye.